Welcome to the weekend show with Mediumjay. Today, I gotta say it right out the bat. I gotta get it out of the way. I'm sipping on some fucking Smirnoff. Smirnoff is a po nigga's drink, but I drank it. I drank it. Shouts out to my nigga Kodak Black. And again, I gotta get this out. I do not support Palestine. I do not support Israel. I am standing today with Snoop Dogg in his in support of him quitting smoking weed, man, because this shit's legendary, man. I'm sure you guys heard this. Snoop Dogg, it's not a meme. He's actually, trying his best to quit weed because of he wants to watch his grandkids grow up, and he wants to be present in the moment, which makes sense. And a lot of these fucking stoners don't get it through their thick skulls, man. There's so many people, so many dudes, use the Snoop Dogg argument. It's the Wiz Khalifa argument. These niggas smoke weed every day. Look at them. They're successful. Yeah, to an extent. You know what I mean? Snoop Dogg is Snoop Dogg. He became the smoker of chronic, right? La da 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 da. It was his persona, right? But how old is he now? What, he's 60, 50, 60 years old? He's an old dude. And at a certain point, man, it's like he's got grandkids growing up going like, can you stop getting highs, grandpa? You know what I mean? And just be in the moment. Like, I know, like, we're fucking, it's hard to, play, football in the Little League with these kids and stuff, but how does it look like when Snoop Dogg's, hold on, son, I gotta go run into the back and take a few bong rips real quick. You know what I mean? I know you're fucking, you're fucking 8 yards and down, down with three plays to go or some shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but your kids Little League, you're missing it because he's fucking out back puffing on that chronic, right? I just think it's something that I think most people have to deal with, and whether you're a stoner or you're sober or you're in the middle, at a certain point, like, if you're getting high every day, your tolerance builds up, you eventually one point go, man, I'm living to get high instead of, getting high off life, right? And it's just funny seeing Snoop Dogg, it's never too late to quit your, substance abuse. But as long as the DOGG goes, I too will go without smoking THC as well. So I'll just make that. If he breaks down, if you see him at any point smoking up the reefer, then I'm gonna go back onto it. So we're drinking, smoking cigs, doing the damn thing. And today is gonna be one of those rapper fucking. It's the rapper vlog. It's the rapper news. It's the rapper podcast. Let's get into it. Drake released his new version of his album, For All the Dogs, with six additional tracks, right? And it was titled The Scary Hours Edition, right? The Scary Hours Edition. Ooh. Drake's bars. Ooh, it's Scary Hours. Scary Hours 3. I honestly don't know what Drake's trying to do with this. But in the edition, he calls Taylor Swift a nigga. He's like, fuck it. You know what I mean? He's really, really appealing to the white women fan base that he has. He cultivated. You know what I mean? Taylor Swift, that's my nigga. Well, okay. And saying that she's the only one to get him to push his album back, right? Now, Taylor Swift, if you're Drake, and it's. You gotta, is Drake in the same lane as Taylor? I guess, if you're reaching that pop music. I don't know. Like, the fans, if Drake and Taylor drop on the same day, I doubt that people are gonna go, well, I listened to the entire Drake album, I can't listen to, or I listened to the entire Taylor Swift album, I can't even fathom, I can't listen to Drake right now. There's only so much fucking, ghost written bars that are like that relate to everybody that you could listen to, right? You can only listen to popular music so long before you want to kill yourself. You can only listen to the radio so long before you want to drive off a cliff, right? So it's like, all right, you got to dilute the mainstream. You know, you got to filter out the bullshit in the mainstream. Go, all right, push the album back a week. I don't know, man. I think Drake, his albums are starting to sound like complaints. It's getting to the point where everything I listen to from Drake is starting to sound like he's complaining about shit. And I know that rich people have rich people problems, you know, rich nigga problems. But like, man, like it's like, dude, like, you know, oh man, Drake, Taylor's pushing her album coming out. Okay, I'm pushing my album by, like, I don't think that's even need. Like, it's not a noteworthy mention, let alone something that most people want to listen to, as far as music goes. I can't imagine most people, especially the fan base that Drake cultivated, because it's like cloud chasers. So cloud chasers are going like, well, you know, it's Taylor Swift's a nigga. Are we gonna start going around calling Taylor Swift a nigga? You know, Taylor Swift was just pictured out of breath on her Brazil concert in Rio, right? All right, that nigga can't breathe, right? Basically like George Floyd. Basically the same. The nigga's suffering, can't breathe, bro. Nigga's out of breath, bro. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna catch on that we're gonna start calling Taylor Swift a nigga. I know Drake makes a lot of silly trends become very popular, but ask yourself, when you go to sleep at night, you go, am I gonna be really comfortable if I can start calling Taylor Swift a nigga? You know what I mean? And again, like, as a white woman, do white women want to be called nigga? You know what I mean? Is that a thing? Is that something? I don't know much about why, you know, the white women politics. I don't know the day-to-day living of white women, but I don't know if they want to be like, yeah, Taylor Swift's the only nigga that, you know, that makes me push. It's just a weird thing, man. It's a weird reach that I feel like Drake constantly does, and he commits himself to these weird roles, right? You know what? Fuck it, I gotta do this. I feel like, yeah, and then this Pusha T shit he dissed on his album, right? Pusha T came out and dissed Drake back in 2018. So you know, I mean, there's a grudge going on with Drake. Pusha T dissed Drake's friend and producer 40 back in 2018 with the story of Adon. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how to really pronounce that. I listen to the song. It's a fire song. I fuck with it. It really fucking. My buddy Mitchell actually said, like, you know, Drake's like, yo, rapping like, yo, you shit broke. You know, you're broke and you ain't sell out like me. You ain't sell out arenas like me. And then Pusha T came in and said, you know what, Drake, why does your grandma have such bad health? Like, he really went in like deep cuts, right? And Pusha T came in and said to, you know, 40s. He talked about 40's multiple sclerosis disorder, right? It's crazy, man. He said, like, I can't remember the bar exactly. It was like, you know, he's got multiple sclerosis. Tick, tick, tick. Like, you know, how long is he gonna live? You know what I mean? Because this nigga's sick. It's just fucked up, man. It was a vicious bar. And he also, you know, mentioned this was the first appearance of Drake's son on a Pusha T album. You know what I mean? Brought him up, and people are like, wait a minute, this nigga has a son. You know what I mean? So it's all fucking politics in the fucking big music. It's fucked, man. It's all weird in an image and shit. But again, Drake is the type of guy to hide the world from his son. Soulja Boy said it best on I think, what is it, The Breakfast Club? What the fuck is that? With Charlemagne and fucking, you know, The Breakfast Club interview. Drake's got a, you know, Drake that's trying to hide his kid from the world, but couldn't hide the world from his kid. Nigga, Drake. That shit was it was legendary with the Gucci band head. Legendary Soulja Boy, man. Legendary, bro. But again, man, with that disc coming out, Drake, you know, oh well, this about 40's multiple sclerosis disorder, and it's like it's no wonder why Drake's production seems to be lacking a spine. You know what I mean? See, the flows that Drake produces, it's meant for people that sit down. You know what I mean? But Drake comes at Pusha T on Scary Hours, calling Pusha T broke, right? You know, and Drake also disses Ye too, right? And it's like, you know, people online have been saying like, I guess it lives rent free in his head, right? Like it's the bars that he put. It's 2018. You got to think about that. That's 5 years. That's 5 years to not get over it, especially when you're bringing it up. Like just right now, it's like I remember thinking when that shit dropped, I'm like, ooh, the best thing to do is not even address it. Just not even address it, right? Just get your money, Drake. You're rich, you know, you're famous. You're probably never gonna have to fucking work a day in your life. You know, if you just don't mention this, you're like not. But as soon as you start doing this, you're all the people that didn't listen to it, all the people that never heard Pusha T, all the people go back. People go back to albums. People. So I don't know if it's like if it's one of those like, you know, tit for tat things, if they're just doing an internet beef thing. But I gotta admit, man, like that fucking Story of Adonis shit is a heavy hitter kind of thing, right? It was so big it got Drake to start looking after his son. It's craziest shit I ever seen, right? I wish someone dissed me like that, so I started looking after my son. You know what I mean? But again, my baby mama crazy as fuck. You know what I mean? My baby mama, you know, fucking, she just wanted a kid, and I gave it to her. You know what I mean? Totally different. Totally different. But yeah, I don't know, man. Fucking, the album really does, you know, I think it really did break Drake back into 2018. It really fucked him up, man. Uh, and I feel like Drake nowadays, he's making music for people that stay online all the time, right? There's a lot of people that just are online, right? There's the, oh my God, Drake mentioned this and this, and they're breaking it down, and I think he's just making music for those types of niggas. He's making those people, the people that live online than they go outside. Those are the motherfuckers that Drake makes music for. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Cassie, the R&B singer. I actually really like this singer. Is apparently she's suing Diddy over years of alleged abuse. Right? Accuses the mogul of forcing her to engage in acts with male prostitutes. Just sounds like a good time, Cassie. Why are you complaining? You know what I mean? You get to fuck another dude. You know what I mean? He probably paid for. Diddy probably paid for these male prostitutes. Not gonna lie, and blowing up Kid Cudi's car. I don't understand that. Did she? You know, he forced her to blow up Kid Cudi's car. I don't understand. That's a weird thing to happen. I never heard of that. You know what I mean? Right off the bat, that sounds weird. Like, did she set fire to? Did she throw a Molotov? What kind of shit is Diddy? What kind of fucking Hamas terrorist attack is Diddy running to try to sabotage Kid Cudi? I don't know what this is, but this is legitimately a federal lawsuit, and it was 10 long years of fucking of torture that Cassie explains. But again, to me, man, on the back end, it's like Diddy fucking probably made this bitch's career low key. And women nowadays, they're so ungrateful, man. It's 10 years of fucking throwing wild parties, you know, the Diddy parties, you know, having fun, you know what I mean? He's paying for male prostitutes free. Again, you know what I mean? Not many women get the chance to cheat on their man, let alone the dude supplying dudes for you. So these male prostitutes coming in, and your girl, you know, you're just having fun, throwing parties, you know what I mean? And your girl turns around and says, you know what? I was emotionally, mentally, and physically abused, bitch. Bitch, you asked me to choke you in bed, right? You asked me to choke you. You said you need a fucking a hand around your throat while we're fucking type shit, right? I just don't get women. They'll never be satisfied, right? Diddy's fucking, he's got like bad boy records. He's got fucking, you know, he's got all these labels. He's got businesses. He owns Ciroc type shit. Like he's a ballin' ass nigga, man. And still, he wakes up 10 years and the woman that he's been with for 10 years looks at you and goes, yeah, everything he did I was uncomfortable with. Slim Thug even brings it up. Slim Thug, we're bringing up Slim Thug. Slim Thug goes, why didn't the bitch speak out earlier, right? 10 years of suffering? Like, at a certain point, right? And I heard this porn producer, filmer, fucking video photographer, editor dude talk about it. And he said, like, nowadays women will go through shit and, like, it looks like everything's okay. So throughout the day, you think everything's okay, and the reason why he got out of porn nowadays is because back in the day when you'd film porn, a girl would go, all right, stop, I'm not comfortable with this, right? And nowadays, women kind of go through it, even though in the back of their mind, they're not comfortable with certain things. And this is porn, obviously. It's a little bit different than what we're talking about here. But again, they go, like, they deal with it, and then they go, a month later they go, yeah, everything that happened in that month with that, the filming and doing that shit or whatever they're a part of, they go, yeah, that I was actually, like, physically, mentally and emotionally abused. And you go, Jesus Christ, like, bitch, like, why didn't you just say something? We would have stopped. We could have easily just stopped it. You know what I mean? We thought you were having fun. You were smiling with cum on your face and shit, right? So again, the Me Too movement really fucked up the porn industry in that regard, right? Because so many people are getting fucking exiled out of this. But again, with Diddy, like what fucking Slim Thug said, it's like you had 10 years and you finally do it. And some people are saying it's like a cash grab kind of thing. Cassie hasn't been making music like she has. So I don't know where's her money coming from, right? And it's like it's just easy to just go, you know what, fuck it. I've been abused. All the parties, all the fun, all the prostitutes that he sent to me that I fucked. At a certain point, couldn't you just go, listen, man, just say that we fucked? It's a process. I'm pretty sure the male prostitute, I mean, you just go, I'm getting paid either way, right? Kind of thing. It shows up, just fucking hide in the closet. Let's play Pokemon, let's play a round of Call of Duty on the Xbox and just tell Diddy we are fucking in the bed. And again, that's really weird. I don't know I don't know how much is true on this because it's all alleged, but it is weird that Diddy's like a cock, right? I could see it. Take that. You know what I mean? He's in the background. He's in the closet looking through the blinds. Take that dick. Oh yeah, take that. It's weird, right? That is weird, and I don't understand if that type of shit did happen. But at the end of the day, Cassie's a fine girl, and she's smart, and she's fucking successful in her own right. Whether or not if she was signed to Bad Boy or whatever, it's like a make or break career type shit. I don't know. She is a good, successful singer. I'm sure that, whatever, Columbia Records or fucking, Eminem's fucking record company with Dr. Dre, Aftermath. I'm sure anyone would pick her up in terms of just her catalog alone, right? She made great R&B music back in, the early 2000s or 2010s or whatever. I don't know. Either way, again, it's like these women, man. No, you can't satisfy them, right? All the male prostitutes in the world, and still, she'll still complain about, but she'll still leave you. It's crazy, huh? This isn't really rap, so I mean, I got a couple no rap. We're gonna move. We're turning left in the fork of the road, right? The Rock came on Joe Rogan's podcast last week and said to Joe, there was actually Secret Service agents or Secret Service men coming to his door trying to get him to run for president, right? This is wild, right? Because I thought that shit was just a meme. I thought that shit was just a fucking meme. I thought, like, low-key when people were like, The Rock for president, Oprah for president, I thought that shit was really fucking just some people going like, yeah, the fucking politics is so fucking shitty. Let's get The Rock in there. But The Rock came on Joe Rogan and said, no, like actually some dudes, the Men in Black motherfuckers, showed up with the squad cars and shit and said like, yo, if you taking this shit seriously, Rock, you know what I mean? Here's a detailed list of like the events that's gonna happen throughout. You know, if you really want this juice, right? If you really want this shit, here's what. And they laid out details, and he didn't really go into. I wish Joe Rogan, you know, at that point, I wish Joe Rogan used his awesome interview skills instead of going like, I just like to have the, you know, on the podcast, I just like to have conversations. I just like to talk. At that point, you go, what did it detail, right? What was the true, like, what did they truly say as a president? You know, it kind of push them. Like, I know, you know, there's crazy stuff that, you know, I'm not too sure if I can disclose, but what was the end goal for you if you were to run for president, right? Because that's kind of weird that they have a laid out plan for, I don't know if it just got really popular. I think it literally just got really popular on the internet, and people were like, yeah, let's get The Rock in. And then they're like, all right, so let's create the plan. There's like, with presidents and president briefings, they got the plan A, they got the plan B, they got the plan C, and the plan D. Now you gotta pick, you know, 4 options, right? So I wonder what the Rock option would be for the presidency. And it's crazy, man. It's shit's kind of makes me think like a lot of this shit's rigged. Kind of makes me think a lot of this shit kind of like it's not real, like, right? Especially if you're trying to get The Rock to run for president. Like, he is a smooth talker, and he's smart, he's charismatic, he's in shape. So I'm sure a lot of, you know, the policies in the U.S. would turn people around, especially because most people in America are fat, right? Their health is deteriorating. So it'd be great to have him as the thing, as opposed to this guy that weekend at Burnings motherfucker, you know, barely hanging on, right? Being the leader of the free world. It's crazy, man. Moving on. Elon Musk, the free speech king, is under a bit of hot water with the Jewish community today as he replied to a tweet that said this, right? Now I got this tweet, I gotta pull it up. This tweet's fucking wild. So, the artist, I guess his name's the artist formerly known as Eric. Now, I never even heard of an artist named Eric. But he says, okay, Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites that they claim they want people to stop using against them. I'm deeply disinterested in giving the tiniest shit now about Western Jewish populations, coming to the disturbing realization that those hordes of minorities that support flooding their country don't exactly like them too much. You want truth? Said to your face, there it is. Elon Musk replies to and that was on November 15th, right? So just recent, and Elon Musk replies to this saying, you have said the actual truth. So again, I don't know if that's anti-Semitic. If it is, it's saying, listen, there's a lot of Jewish people that again, it's a very wordy thing. It's kind of hard to even pick out what the fucking, like, if you're dumb, you probably can't really get it. And I'm kind of fucking dumb. I don't really understand what. Deeply disinterested in giving the tiniest amount of shit about Western Jewish populations, coming to disturbing realization that those hordes of minorities are flooding the country. They don't exactly like them too much. So with the Jewish community, they have this weird rhetoric where wherever they go in different countries, they start flooding the place with minorities that don't look like the. Again, it's real dicey getting, because it's accusing all of the community that only the elites do it. It's the elite. It's the Jewish elite. Like what Kanye West said, the Jewish media does these weird things to break up the other communities, right? A lot of what Palestine. It's Israel. There's Palestinians in Israel, right? But they don't want them there, right? That's the thing. So when Jewish people come into a community and then they start getting minorities in there, I don't know if it's bad or anything, but when they don't want it's good for the gander is good for the goose. They don't want that. I think. I don't know if it's fucking real dice. Actually, right now I feel like I'm under trying to defend that. I'm not trying to defend that. I'm just thinking, Elon Musk, much like I think the fans of Drake, Elon Musk has, since buying Twitter, he's spent too much time on Twitter. And when you spend a lot of time on Twitter, you tend to get a little racist. you tend to get a little racist. You tend to hate a little bit of you tend to look at shit. You spend enough time on 4chan, you tend to start hating blacks and the Jews, right? So I'm pretty sure Elon Musk also shared a video. He shared a video that fucking Seinfeld bit. What is it? That Seinfeld bit with fucking George as George as a Nazi. Oh man. Oh, fucking ads on YouTube, man. And again, this is a side note. They were banning ads in I can't even remember. Fuck that news. You read
Would you like to look it over?
Your manifest. Elon Musk shared this. It's basically shared this.
Jews steal our money through the Zionist-occupied government and use the black man to bring drugs into our oppressed white minority communities. You're not going to open with that, are you?
It's crazy, man. I don't know. I think Elon Musk's the best bet. Just to stop going on Twitter so much, man. Just, you know what I mean? Not everything needs to be your fucking your opinion, or your opinion doesn't need to be shared so much. But it is crazy when Elon Musk said, a lot of this shit, is fucking controlled by these elite Jewish communities. It is crazy when you turn around and look and go, oh fuck, they're pulling all ads from the platform of X, right? It's not Twitter, it's X now. They're pulling all of the fucking ads. So it's like, as soon as you say something bad, all of the ads revenue stops coming in. All the people that are fucking pulling ads or making ads, they're just pulling them. It's interesting, man. It's this thing. I don't know what goes on, and again, there is a lot more hatred for Israel and the Jewish community now because of this whole Palestine and Israel thing, and a little beef never hurts anybody, right? It's like until the niggas start dying. And people are dying, so we gotta stop. I don't know. I honestly don't know the end goal for what's going on in Elon Musk is a smart guy, but again, smart people make bad decisions. Nikola Tesla was a great inventor, but Thomas Edison was better at the promotion and marketing. I don't know. Elon Musk is not really the best promoter guy. He's not really, he kind of does things a little wonky. He's silly. He said specifically there's never going to be ads for Tesla, which was kind of weird. That's a weird thing, like that. It's all word of mouth. At a certain point, it's just put up a billboard or what, you know what I mean? Just do something to, get your especially if your company's tanking and you're saying you're having trouble with manufacturing. Just say, hey, listen, we're hiring for, Tesla or something. Just put out an ad on Indeed or something for that. It's just weird, man. But again, he's smart, and I guess he sees his plan. Every smart person has their little end goal, end of the thing, kind of end of the road where they want to be in life. But yeah, moving on. We'll get back to the rapper shit. Russ, the rapper that's too cool for the game itself, right? I don't like this rapper. I hate him. he makes good music. Don't get me wrong, he makes good music, but he's one of those dudes that I can't. And I'm one of those guys that I can't. They say separate the art from the music or separate. I like. I can go. I like R. Kelly's music. I don't like what he's done. I like fucking what Kanye West's done for music and hip hop. I don't really like when he goes like, all of the Jewish shit is why I'm fucked up and they're fucking me over. It's something that it's your personal. It's a fight that you're fighting personally, right? But with Russ, for me, I look at him and go, he just seems like he's just better than music itself. He walks around with that air of arrogance, and I go, your music's not that good. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson could have probably done it. Prince could do that, where he's like, I don't want people to fucking remix my shit, kind of thing. Russ isn't. He's not fucking the best rapper or singer out there. So you're not making music good enough for you to be in this realm where you're untouchable. And come to find out, he says he's been, recently the victim of a home burglary in Georgia. He called the cops at about, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., saying that these thieves made off with 5 guns, a pair of designer purses, and his girlfriend's Mercedes fucking Benz, 2020 Mercedes Benz, right? It's crazy, that type of shit. But again, I go like, and as popular as Russ is, I don't know if it's fucking, again, with the industry shit, I don't know if this is like a fucking thing to get people talking about him again. I don't know if this is like, hey man, get some dudes steal some shit from me. I don't know if this is another Jesse Smollett thing, right? And with Russ, I look at him and I go, I don't trust him. You know what I mean? If I were to fall backwards, I would expect Russ to go, man, I ain't fucking, I ain't catching this nigga. Pick yourself up, right? Type shit. That's Russ. That's what I look at Russ and I go, if we're in a sinking boat together, he's going to stand there and cross his arms saying he's too good enough to fucking take the water out the fucking boat. And I go, God damn, nigga, give me that bucket. Give me that give me the second bucket. I'm going to fucking haul ass and get us to fucking safety. And then he'll make a song saying he did all the work. That's the type of shit Russ, I think, is on, right? A lot of these niggas like J. Cole and Drake, they spin their narratives as how they're the fucking golden childs and they're the ones always in the right and their enemies are somehow always in the wrong. Much like, I'm not even gonna say it. But, okay, moving on. Lil Yachty states that hip-hop is in a terrible place right now. As if it's a lot of, as it's like a lot of quick, low-quality music being put out. There's so much fucking mumble rap. There's so much shit. And this is coming from the rapper with a #1 hit song that's, with the lyrics called Play with the Pussy Like Peekaboo. That was his best song. You know what I mean? I'm not even capping. That was his fucking #1 hit. Fuck it. Play with the Pussy Like Peekaboo. And he has yet to top that song with anything else, with his mumble rap, right? He also has a quote called, this is a quote, and this is a song that I actually like, and I'm Mediumjay. Your boy can go lyrical, and he can have some fun, witty, fun, silly, nonsensical shit like Wayne does. But fuck all. His lyric is fuck all that lyrical shit. Have me snoring, and I go like, and that was in the song Hasselhoff. I go like, yo, I'm rocking with you if that's you, right? If that's you and that's what you stick to, if that's your guns and you're sticking to them, and you're not letting them get stolen like Russ has been. If that's you and that's who you are, fuck all that lyrical shit, yo. Fucking more power to you. I'll lift my glass and I'll drink to that. Fuck yeah, fuck the lyrical shit. And then you're coming out going like, yo, there's so much low quality, music being put out, and it's just like quick turnovers. Don't go back on what you said. You said that shit maybe like 5-6 years ago. You said that shit. Stick with it, man. Like, don't be fucking turning. Don't be turning and pivoting when you kind of get fed up with your own little battles. Every artist goes through their little battles in their life, and every artist feels like they're not fucking compensated. Every artist, if Eminem can get on the track with Nate Dogg and say, I feel like I'll never get the recognition I deserve. It's your Eminem. I think I've said this before. If not, I think about this quite a bit. That line, I'm like, yo, he is Eminem. If he thinks he's not getting the recognition he deserves, then truly every artist has to have that feeling. And I see these artists nowadays, and I'm like, yo, these guys all kind of are in this zone of like making it's not really mumble rap anymore. Like there's this guy Ghost Man, and it's like I'm dropping bodies in there, okay, and I'm doing, keep a body in the trunk. I don't give a fuck, gonna do. And it's like they're rapping fast, kinda. You know what I mean? They speed up the tempo. They got this booming bass, and it's like it's heavy trap over like I'm a killer, I'm a killer, and somehow they all rap with this ridiculously deep voice, and it's a lot of dudes copying that Ghost Man and Suicide Boy shit. But if you take that and you take those elements from those guys and you do that and you repeat it, it's a golden formula, because it's super easy to write those types of like I'm a killer, I'm a killer, and it's super easy to go into that road where it's like there's nothing really connecting other than, oh, I'm dropping bodies, I'm smoking perp, you know what I mean, I'm fucking bitches in the throat, and it's like, again, there's nothing really there of substance. But these dudes make like fucking millions of people listen to them. If you're just a clone of Ghost Man or Suicide Boys or whatever those dudes are, you could have your little fame and you can make your internet niche and fucking, you can sell out shows and be popular. But I go, none of it is fucking really thing. And Lil Yachty, it's funny when he says shit like that, because I never thought Lil Yachty was the greatest. His last, I think, real hit was Poland. I took the walk to Poland. That was it. It's him bringing lean to Poland. That's the song. So again, if you think about it, you go, Lil Yachty, man, you're literally going like, hey man, hip hop is in a terrible state. Mostly it's because of guys like you, Lil Yachty. You're a clone of like Lil Wayne's clone. Little this, little that. You're part of the Lil Yachty. You know what I mean? Yacht. Little yacht. Little boat. It's I don't get how you can literally get on an interview or on Twitter or whatever the fuck it came from and state that. Go and yeah, everybody else doing shit is bad, but me. It's the everyone sucks but me. Homer Simpson, everybody sucks but me. Deep down, you're basking in the shitty state of hip hop right now. You're basking in it. And since the market turns and maybe you're not getting the fucking recognition you deserve, and you get on and say, all right, now it's in a bad place. Now that it's not benefiting me, it's what's good for the goose is good for the gander or whatever the fuck. It's good if it's good for you. It was good for you. It's good for these young niggas doing the same shit that you were doing, same shit that you were spewing, right? I don't know, man. Another rapper that's fucking constantly losing his edge in the same fucking sense of what they used to be in the back in the day. And this is funny, man, because it's Tyler, the Creator. He goes in on rappers, shoe shopping in interviews and eating hot wings on Hot Ones, right? He says this shit, saying rappers should be talking about their music, promoting their shit, talk about the creative process. Don't be, talking to a dude while eating hot wings and, fucking deep throating hot wings, whatever he said, right? Again, this also coming from a guy who, for almost the first few years, I was a very big fan of Tyler, the Creator growing up. He was like, he changed that era with him and Odd Future. He made rap kind of fun, loose. It was often people said that they're the new Wu-Tang, and I don't know if that was, hindsight's 2020. Clearly, they're just a little poppin' group, and then as soon as they got big, they kind of split up and went their own separate ways. But again, for the first few years of his interviews, Tyler the Creator fucked around consistently. He would just troll people. He was constantly trolling. I remember, man, his newly acquired fame, he would just troll the interviewers heavily, and he never answered the questions seriously. So, the fuck are you saying, dude? Are you really that fucking dense? Are these rappers this dense? Because I remember specifically, soon as Tyler the Creator had a picture with Eminem. Then, like, a couple years later, and Eminem talks about this. Eminem said, like, yo, I don't know why this motherfucker's dissing me. Eminem said Tyler the Creator said some shit about how Eminem fucking, is boring. He makes boring music nowadays. And, he liked his old shit, like, with Relapse and whatnot. But again, man, it's like these rappers get to a certain stage in their life and they immediately start erasing what they've done in the past. The fuck them all attitude. Fuck them all. And then you go, hey, man, actually, I'm really concerned. I really don't want DJ Khaled shoe shopping in a Complex magazine interview, right? Like, it's like, is that your battle? Is that the hill you're trying to die on? Because deep down, who gives a fuck? If you see, especially DJ Khaled and especially these rappers you see these rappers doing that bullshit, you go, yeah, it doesn't really matter. None of that shit matters. And at the same time, you go, fuck, man, you pivot, right? If the game is going one way, pivot it so that you're part of the industry. Pivot to the point where you go, all right, fuck it. If they're going left, I'm going right. If they're going up, I go low. If they're going low, I go high. I'll go around. Type. I don't know, man. Figure it out, man. These dudes again, like, Loiter Squad was him and his boys, An Odd Future, literally pretending to just be jackass. It like, now you go, like, that's a ridiculous thing that's like that has nothing to do with the music. It's just them fucking around doing silly stunts and pranks on fucking camera, man. I don't know, man. These dudes are definitely calling the kettle black, right? It's the pot calling the kettle black. Either die a hero from a drug overdose or a shootout into gang violence, go to prison, you know what I mean? Or live long enough to become a villain to your former self, man. It's crazy. You just start hating on the shit that you used to just make. The shit that you used to go, you start hating on the shit you used to be, and you start fucking, now you start fucking seeing all the shit that you talked back in the day. You're slowly becoming the guy, right? Lil Yachty specifically said, right, fuck all that lyrical shit. And now he's like, yo, wait, hey, time out right now. I'm pretty sure this rap game is fucking having a very difficult time with quality music. And everyone has their own kind of opinion on quality music. But I wouldn't go, Tyler the Creator, Lil Yachty, these guys are really the defining era of music. I wouldn't say that. I would say, they're part of the the list of rappers. I'd put them in B categories. Tyler the Creator, if he didn't do so much fucking saying like I'm the greatest, he could, I don't know, even if you know what, Tyler the Creator made good music, but I don't keep him Earl Sweatshirt, his friend, I think, and Haji Beats were the actual like sonically dudes, right? And I think because Earl maybe smokes a little bit of weed, drinks a little bit. But again, yeah, these rappers are just turning fucking themselves inside out, trying to fucking, I don't know, trying to find some sort of justification as to why they're still in it. Maybe it's imposter syndrome. I don't know, man. But it's like, again, with Snoop Dogg, especially with Snoop Dogg too. Snoop Dogg's the guy that's like, man, I remember a couple years ago, right after he did that song with Eminem. And Eminem has been sober for, I don't know, fucking 30 years by now. I don't know. Eminem has been sober for a while, but Eminem fucking did a song with Snoop Dogg, and then fucking Snoop Dogg gets on fucking a comedy thing, again, following the Tyler the Creator's, to fucking Tyler the Creator's dismay. He went and he fucking was he was hosting a comedy show. Like they had D. Ray Davis and fucking Darnell Rollins. They, it was a fucking. I actually liked the comedy thing, but I remember right off the bat, Snoop Dogg comes out and hosts, and he's like, get high, motherfuckers, pull your drink. You know what I mean? Smoke your weed, get lit. And he said, yo, I don't trust. Y'all motherfuckers ever meet a guy and that don't get high? Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like a motherfucking nigga that don't get high. Let's start this show. Drink your shit, smoke your shit, do your pills, do whatever you're. And it was like, to pivot after a couple of years, you know what I mean? After saying that and going like, you know what, I gotta fucking get my life together. It's a lot. I don't know what it is, but I think it's like a lot of these dudes, they get into these fucking roles or something. Like, I will never commit 100% to anything of my personality, because I know deep down, man, I'll try to be I'll joke. I may joke or do a bit and go like, I ain't never touching this again. I'm sober, bro. I'm fucking it, or I'm fucking bitches, or I'm doing this, I'm doing that, or I'm gonna get money, or I'm gonna quit rap, or but I never commit 100% because I know deep down, as an artist, we're flaky as fuck, man. We're poets. We make writing. We rhyme. That's it. A lot of these niggas put too much emphasis on what they are, like they're gods or something. Like they're godly. You know what I mean? We're fucking bitches at the end of the day. Like, we're fucking hoes and shit like that. But we're not, we're bitches. You know what I mean? We make poems and shit. And then we shoot guns. You know what I mean? Niggas can't fight nowadays. So a lot of these niggas talking this shit, they commit again and I'm sure in the next couple of years, what I say now, these rappers and what they've said, in a couple of years from now, shit's gonna fucking turn sideways, and they're gonna go, Lil Yachty's gonna say, yo, man, a lot of these niggas are boring me again with this or Tyler the Creator will go, you know what, man, I'm gonna go on Hot Wings. I've seen multiple interviews with Tyler the Creator where he specifically just was silly. He was just silly, and it just didn't really, like, there's no real groundbreaking fucking revelations to his music or his promotions or whatever. But I don't know. I remember, like, he was doing, like, he had, like, concerts. Or, no, he didn't do concerts. He had, like, a fucking, what is it? Golf Wangs, Flognaw fucking camp. Doing, like, he had, like, Ferris wheels and shit. All that shit. It's like, well, is that... I mean, I guess you could do concerts during the fucking... the Valley Fair shit that you're doing. But... I don't know, man. Like, at a certain point... I don't know. At a certain point, man, I feel like with music being forever transformed in this digital age... I feel like what makes fucking hip-hop... And what I make nowadays, it has no room in this clout chasing era of hip hop, man. If you're so unique that you end up ostracizing yourself and you spend all your time writing music in a cave, you don't really have time to promote shit, right? If you're on your craft and you're fucking always, day in and day out writing, or you're fucking, you're producing, or you're looking at instrumentals, you're getting the next sound, you're listening to the competition, you don't have a lot of time to be, even on stage, you don't even have a lot of time to do this, because I feel like with me, I don't want to do it. Like, my buddy said he could hook up some shit where he could do some shows in LA, and I'm like, I don't even know, man, because, like, the moment I start doing shows, and even if I start touring, and, like, say everything goes well and I can sell out arenas and I could tour for years, tour for a year or so, get a whole year of booking shows, and I do 150 shows in a year, and I'm making good money. At a certain point I go, but that whole year I'm just rehashing the same material. I'm sleeping on the road. I may have time to fucking record here or there, but I feel like it would be rushed. And I feel like with a lot of these artists that do shows, and I got these artists in the city, in Winnipeg, These artists that do shows every couple of weeks, they do shows once a month, maybe every week, every weekend, they're doing something. I go, yo, when was the last time you made something? Like, and I mean an actual album. These dudes haven't made shit since 2018, 2019. You know what I mean? It's been 4 or 5 years since you had anything that's actually you made of that was new. And I feel like, man, I don't want to roll into that, right? And again, I know I'm fucking. I want to get to to the point where last 5 years I've made 5 albums, right? So each year I made an album. I'm coming consistently with an album. Now, I remember when Lil Wayne was doing his shit, and he made like 9 fucking albums in that one in a couple years or whatever. He made like mixtapes here and there, and it was crazy. I can't do that. You know what I mean? I got a job. I have to do. I don't have the. If guaranteed though, if I got famous enough to quit my day job and there'd be more abundance of music coming. I don't know if I'd be doing more shows or I might have to fall into that. But with a full-time job, fronting all the money from what I make in my regular day job, fucking paid, you know what I mean? Most people aren't paid what they're worth. Most people are struggling. Most people haven't. I've been putting as far as my label goes, Cash Leaders and Mediumjay's music consistently. I've been paying for promotions, paying for studio time. It's all me, writing my own lyrics, doing all of this shit. All of that I can handle. Now, if I had to add in touring and this and that, it would be all me still. And it's just at a certain point, it gets to the point where it's like, a balancing act, right? You got that fucking balance and you're trying to juggle too many things and you end up fucking falling. And sure, it could work out. And if it does work out, it's amazing. But most people fucking, it's limited to the 1% of artists, right? That really make it. There's dudes that make millions of streams. You know what I mean? They got monthly listeners on Spotify, 2.5 million, 3 million here, 6 million there. But I've never heard of them. I can't even really listen to their song for more than 2 to 3 minutes. So again, I ask myself, I go like, who's listening to this shit, right? Are they just gaming the algorithm? Do they, pay to get placed in like multiple different playlists so they're spreaded all around so that no matter what, you're going to hear them? I don't know. I feel like I kind of want to quit this shit, man. And as an artist, man, like if you spend too much time, I guess, in the studio writing and making and producing, you become a stranger to the public. You know, like a tree doesn't fall in the woods if no one hears it, man. You can be making gold, man. And there's some dudes out there that make really good music. Really, the guy that I made the song Crystals with, and I wanted to put him on, but again, I don't even have a platform to really fucking change people's life yet. But I do get like the Shaggy kind of shit where it's like he made songs with just regular dudes and he was real famous. And I'm kind of getting, a couple thousand, people listening to me every month, couple thousand here and there, hundreds, on the low end. But it's like that's a big step up from when I first started. When I first started, I was begging people to listen. When I first started, it was hard. You know what I mean? It was hard at the beginning. It's hard when you rap with no fans. You know what I mean? You have to like trick people into, I got Lil Wayne on my track. Do you? Yeah. Give it a listen. Oh, it's fire, but Lil Wayne ain't in that shit. Oh yeah. Well, now you thanks for supporting your boy. All right. It's a good song, anyways, right? And like what Soulja Boy did back in the day, he got fucking. He said he would on the LimeWire shit. He knew people were just downloading shit on LimeWire, so he'd go like 50 Cent in the club. But then it's Soulja Boy's fucking that one hit song that he has is Crank That. So he'd go like, all right, it's the Missy Elliott, the new fucking Dr. Dre shit. It's the new Eminem shit, but it's Soulja Boy. And so he'd just change the name on the LimeWire downloads, and it's like you can't get mad at him because you're illegally downloading the music anyways. And I thought that's a genius way to promote it. I think I look at shit like that, and I was on a promotion run with this new album, Saddle Up. I was kind of doing some shit where I'm like, I liked what I'm doing, right? Like, I was just fucking around. I think I went 5 days online. It's not real, clearly. I went 5 days where I'm like, yo, my buddies tied me down. I'm listening to nothing but the radio, and I'm like slowly going insane. As a weird promo. It was like, I was kind of like thinking of myself as like, I guess the digital David Blaine doing a weird, one of those, I guess, stunts or magician tricks, whatever they do, the David Blaine, Chris Angel shit, real fucking stunts, but obviously not real. Fucking, I get tied down. I didn't really even address how I was eating. I was just tied down. But I did like a lot of shit and then just tag Saddle Up at the end. I don't know if that even worked because I didn't have any links. I fucked up not putting link. I should have just said Saddle Up link to check it out. I feel like nowadays in this day and age, a lot of people just don't care unless you're in their face, unless you're like legitimately, I don't know, you have like clout, or if I bought a fat chain and a nice watch, I'm sure some people would come around. I'm sure of it. If I fucking hired a fucking chick with a fat ass to just sit next to me on a podcast and go, you're making some decent points. You know what I mean? Yeah, fuck these niggas. These niggas suck. If I just hired a fat ass chick, video vixen chick to shake her ass in my videos, people would go, you know what? This guy's actually fucking, oh dude, this rapper's fucking pretty fucking tight. And I just, it hurts my soul when I think of that shit. It hurts my soul. So again, with this last album that I made, man, I kind of know that I'm probably never gonna get famous. And deep down in the back of my mind, I know that it's fucking nice. It'd be nice to get recognized for good music and making good music. I put my heart and soul into this shit. With everything I do, I put a lot of money into it. But when you're at the studio, struggling to scrape your money together to finish the album so that you can get it out there as soon as possible to your fans, and you're like, you sit down and you go, fuck, man, I gotta fucking still get out there. I still gotta put the money to the promotion. I still gotta I gotta be on it. And again, I'm not complaining because I love this life, and I love how easy it is and how easy it is to access my music. If it was in the 90s or 80s or 90s, I wouldn't even be making music, to be honest. If it was back in the day, I would have to wait for the gatekeepers to really sign me so that I can get enough fucking this and that so that somebody, can get me into the stores and because there's no digital, it's all physical copies back in the day. So I'm really grateful for the fact that it is. But again, with everybody being able to make music, there are some people that just shouldn't make music. And there are famous people. They're famous. They could be famous. They can make millions of fans all around the world. But, they don't really make music. They kind of tell, maybe stories. Maybe they're better at, telling, horrorcore. You know what I mean? A lot of dudes fucking, I'm dropping bodies. I'm doing it. I'll keep you in that fucking shit. It's like, yo, if you kind of sound like somebody, and I say I sound like Drake, Lil Wayne, let's just try to get the algorithm going, right? Try to get people to listen to me. I'm still in the Soulja Boy phase where I'm trying to trick people into listening to my music so that they go, this is actually good, even though he lied to me, right? There's a lot of times when it's easier to, well, back in the day, and this isn't back in the day, it's 10 years ago, but I'm dating myself now. But I remember Lil Wayne would make good albums, right? And before every album that he would do, he would go on all of the famous dudes' songs throughout that year, right? All of those dudes that fucking, the racks on racks dude. He'd go on No Ceilings or Sorry for the Wait, a Chief Keef beat here or this, whatever famous shit, you'd take it and you'd go on it and he would rap his ass off. And you'd go man, arguably, this is probably better than that song that we listen. He's better than that shit. Lil Wayne was better than that shit. And you go, fuck. But even then, Lil Wayne, with as famous as he was, he still had that. He had to fucking get people to listen to him, and he was fucking, he was famous since the fucking 90s or the early 80s or late 80s, early 90s. He was famous, and he still had to like you gotta rally the troops, you gotta get people in there, and I feel like, I don't know, I'm missing something. It's clear that I'm missing something, and I don't know what it is. It's like the clout, yeah, for sure it's clout. You know what, fuck it, it's clout. Clearly, you know what I mean. I don't have like, if I show up somewhere, people aren't applauding, right? If I do something, if I did do a show tomorrow, I'd be relying on fucking people, the walk-ins, right? I'd be the bringers. Bring your friends to your show. Bring your thing. Tell them, because they don't know me. You know what I mean? I don't have the household name, and a lot of these dudes that I don't know them. A lot of these dudes that do shows and shit, I never heard of these dudes before, but they can sell a fucking 50 to 100 place club or whatever. And I go like, man, I look at that and I kind of get jealous. If I'm being honest, I'll get jealous. But then I go like, I can't see myself doing the same songs for years. I can't see myself performing the same songs, because every artist does, no matter how famous, the legends, Kiss, fucking, Queen, these bands, Queen, even Drake. I'm sure Drake has to fucking go, I gotta sing the motto again, or I gotta sing Forever again, right? Right, I did that shit like 20 years ago type shit. Did that shit 10, 15 years ago. I gotta fucking do the hold on, we're going home. Yeah. I gotta do the Hotline Bling again. Give me, it's one of those, give me a drink. And I feel like if I find myself doing that, like where I'm like, I start to hate like my hit songs, it kind of fucking, it's a weird catch-22 where, yeah, you're famous. Yeah, everybody likes you. Yeah, you're fucking packing out the arena and you're selling out shows, but you're doing the hits. Whereas like, you're like, fuck, I can't sell anybody on my new shit, right? Nobody fucking likes my new shit, right? And if you're always chart topping, come out with a dud, it kind of is a slap in the face to begin with. And I'll leave the podcast, I'm kind of ranting and kind of going on my own shit. But I feel like with every artist, this is words of wisdom for every artist out there, man. We all feel, there's 3 ways you feel about a new release when you're doing something new. And it's the one, if it's worse than everything that you've ever done before, in terms of, I guess, how you feel, like you're like, fuck, it's not nearly as good as everything that I've ever done. You kind of look at yourself like you're shitty, and you go, fuck, why can't I recreate the success I had with music back in the day? Am I losing it? Have I fallen off? I tried something new and it's not nearly as good as what I've done. It sucks and it's feeling bad. So that's why, and then there's the other one where it's like, it falls right in line with your category. And again, you still feel kind of shitty if it falls right in line with your category and it's hitting the same kind of, reach as what you're used to. You still feel kind of shitty because you're not really pushing anything. You're not defining anything. You're not taking chances. You're just, you're in the factory producing the same product. Feels shitty. Third, it still feels shitty. This one feels shitty too, in a different way. You do something that blows everything that you've ever done out of the water, and you kind of still feel at the end of the day shitty, but this is like the best, this is arguably the best one, but at the end of the day, it's why a lot of these artists like Kurt Cobain and these dudes do drugs and die, and they get depressed and drink themselves to death, Because if you're constantly reinventing the wheel and you're smashing your old shit, you kind of go, what the fuck was I doing in the past that made it so shitty? Like, I was doing nothing up until now, right? So again, it's like in the three areas, obviously, clearly the best one is you're constantly breaking through barriers, you're constantly breaking windows. But at the end of the day, you look at your past category and you go, fuck, man, a lot of this shit ain't nearly as good as my new shit, and it does suck. So it's, again, a balancing act. But at the end of the day, it's easy to fucking say all of this shit sucks. And again, it's just fucking poems. So I don't know. I'm a very scorched earth theory kind of guy in terms of music, where I'm like, I get real cynical, man, because I feel like, and I heard comedians talk about this. Where it's like the comedian local headliner dude that just does his role, right? And he's just doing the notes. Or if you talk like this, like what Jay Leno, I joked about this last week on the podcast. Jay Leno, you know, you guys hear about this? You know what I mean? What's the deal with airline food? You know, it's Jerry Seinfeld type shit. But if you keep doing that, and you're doing that same thing, the same old, you're talking like a comedian, you know, it's the same with music, and especially with rap. There's like a fucking thing. Anybody can rap. And chances are, like with that Rich Brian guy, the Rich Chigga, he's a rapper. I wouldn't say he's fucking the best. I listened to that song, you know, not Stay with the Stick. Dat Stick. My song was Stay with the Stick. Different, completely different. But that Stick song, it was fucking trouble. You know, it was that fucking. It's a monotone delivery. You know, I'm a killer. I'm a bad girl. I'm a gorilla. And pull up with a stick and hit you in the head. And he wasn't really a rapper to begin with, but you're able to take that kind of cadence that everybody's used to and everyone can sound good, and you can do it. And you're not rehashing anything, but you're doing it. And again, I don't know, it's just, I sound real fucking cynical. I'm gonna end this with a fucking smoke. I feel like cause I gotta get out. I'm going to Calgary next week. I might do a podcast with the homie. I might bring my microphone just to keep the podcast episodes coming into you guys. For the most part, I don't think I'm that cynical. I just think about sometimes. I go, if you're rehashing the same shit that everyone else has done, and you sound like a clone that sounds like a clone from another clone, in your songs, you don't get to fucking say everybody sounds lame but me. You know what I mean? You're part of that. You're part of that shit. You're part of that trajectory where it's like everybody's kind of doing the same thing. If you're doing the same thing and all your songs sound the same, and 21 Savage, man, he said all y'all niggas songs sound the same. In Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz. Again, if you had like a lot of Lil Wayne songs sound the same, a lot of 2 Chainz songs sound the same, and a lot of 21 Savage rap songs sound the same. So again, you don't get, you know what I mean? Or I guess it's the cult. I don't know. It's the cult where it's like everybody's trying to, you know, brainwash you, but us. You know, I guess that's it. I think I found it. Everybody sounds the same but us. Everybody's lame but me. Everybody sucks but me. Yeah. That's been the weekend show with Mediumjay, man. Everybody sucks but me. Right. I just wish I could fucking fall in line to that type of fucking trajectory. But again, I would probably fucking drown myself in a pool like Matthew Perry at the end of the day if I fucking woke up one day and I went, God damn, dude. Everything I was is a lie. I don't even like these friends.